Assalamualaikum. My name is Mohd Asri bin Mohd. Today I will explain to you and demonstrate to you about my system. The name of my system is the Hardware Expense Tracker System. Okay, now I will explain to you about my system. So this is all the connection between all my classes. So this is my array list classes. So in this class, we can see I define the object array data. Next is the Int Index. So this index can be the size of the array or can be the index of the array. So in this constructor, we have default constructor, normal constructor. We can get the data from this class, and this is how we add the data into the array list. So we add the data at the end of the array list. So we apply the method that we can extend the size of the array by create the new array and replace it to the current one. So next we can remove the data from the specific location, and we can get the data from the specific location, and we can clear the data of the array list. Basically, I replace the current array list with the new array list that is empty. Okay, now I will explain to you about my linked list. So first thing first, we need to see the node classes, because the node class will manage all the data that might be input into the linked list. So first we have to see here is the object data. We declare the object data, we declare the node next. So this is the default constructor, this is the normal constructor, and this is also the normal constructor, but we can determine what is the next data. So this is how we can update our data. Next is we can set the next data. We can in the linked list we can set, if we delete the current data, we can set which one is the next of the data in the linked list. So this is we can get the data in the linked list. Next, this is how we can get the next data of the linked list. For example, if the current data is the head, so the get next will get the data next of the head data. So this is where we can display all the data in the linked list. Next is my linked list class. Now this class I'm declare all the node, which is head, tail, and current. So next, this is my default constructor of the linked list class, and this is the empty checker. So we can check in the linked list if there is the data in the linked list or there is the null value in the linked list. So this is how we can display all the data in the linked list. And this is how we can add the data in the linked list. We can add it from the front and we can add it from the back. So next, this is how we get the data from the linked list. We can get the data from the first, we can get the data from the next, which means the current one, and we get the next of the current data in the linked list. Next, we can get it from the last of the linked list, which is the tail data. And the first one is the head data in the linked list. So next we can get the size of the linked list, and next we can remove the data in the linked list. We can remove it by the front of the linked list, or we can remove the data from the back of the linked list. So next I will explain to you about my hardware class. Before I explain about the hardware class, this is actually the error handler for the linked list. So now we go to the hardware class. So in this class, I import the decimal format in order to format the currency in this class. So this is my declaration of the attribute in this class. So we have the name of the hardware, we have the price, of the hardware, we have the category, quantity, and this is the declaration of the variable format. So we have the default constructor here, we have a normal constructor, we have mutator. We can get all the each attribute in the specific way, and we can copy the data from the current one into the new one of the hardware classes, and we can get all the data in the specific way of each attribute. So this is how we can display all the data in this class. Next, I will explain to you about my main program. So in this program is actually, the name of this program is the hardware expense tracker system. So in this program, the system objective is to track all the expense regarding the two types of the hardware device that have been used by a family or any organization. So this is how I import all the important things, and then this is the decimal format for the system, so we can get the currency in the good way. So this is my variable. I declare all the variable of the system, and this is the array list, and this is the linked list. So my system will ask the user, do you want to continue or not, and then with the welcome text, and then if the user enter Y, this Y process will be run. If the user press N, the system will terminate, and if the user enter without the value in the input box, so this error message will be run, and then the system will exit, and the user can run it back in order to use the system. Next, we ask the user, we have the ask the user to choose the action. We have 7 action in this case. So firstly, user can add the expand hardware info. So the system will ask the user to input the data and then get the data, and then the system will store it to the hardware class. After that, the system will add it into the array list. Next, the user can delete the expand hardware info, which means the current one. So the system will display the list of the item, and then after that, the system will ask the user to enter the delete value by its name, and then the system will search in the array list and compare the value input by the user and the current value in the array list in order to delete the specific data in the array list. And then the system will tell the user data has been successfully deleted. For the case number 3, the user can see all the data that have been input in the current expand hardware info, and then the system will calculate the total price, the maximum price, the minimum price, and average price, and then will display all the data in this area. And then if the array list is empty or have none value, so the system will catch this error and display to the user array list is empty. And then the case number 4, the user can search the data in the expand hardware info array list. So first thing first, the system will ask the user to select the category, which means A for the personal computer, B for the mobile phone. And then if there are any error, if the user leave the input box and enter the enter button, and then the system will catch this error. Please enter the category code. So this is if the user select A or B, and then we will run this method. So this method is actually defined here. So the system will check, will declare the check value is the null, equal to null, and then the system will ask the user search by the item name, and then the system will search it in the array list and compare it with the current value in the array list. And then if the check value is null, which means the system is no, the item that searched by the user is actually not found. So next is case number 5. So in this area, the user can see all the information of the previous transaction of the current expand hardware info, and then it is the same as the case number 3. So the system will calculate the max value, minimum value, total value, and average value, and display it to the users. And then the system in the action number 6, the user can clear the array list, which means the current hardware expense, and mark it as the history. So this is where I apply the copy and paste method from the array list into the linked list. So the system will ask the user, are you sure want to delete, want to clear this array list or the current expense info? So if the user say yes, so the system will copy all the array list data into the linked list data, and then the system will clear all the data in the array list and pop up the new message to the user, current hardware device expand cleared and marked as history. So in order to see all the history information in the action 5, user need to run first this action number 6, and then number 7 is the exit button. So the user can press action number 7, and then the system will be exit. So this is all the error handler for the system. So if the user misclick or input nothing and press enter, so this is the system will catch all the error and display all this message. If the system exit the system, so the user must run the system back in order to use the system. So now I will demonstrate to you about my program. So you want to continue? Yes. Select number 1. So user can add the value here. So first thing is price is 8. This is category A. Continue. So yes, want to add the new one. So keyboard, price is 50. This is the A. So it is 1. Then yes, add the 1. The ear. So this is mobile phone category 1. Yes. So next we can see all the data here. So this is the action number 3. You can see all the information, and then the calculation will be displayed here. So let's say yes. We want to delete. So the system will show all the item in the array list. So we want to delete the earphone because we have 2 earphones. So earphone delete. So data will delete. Say yes. So we can see all the data back. So as we can see here, we have 2 only in the array list, and the value in this area will be calculate it back. And then we add a new one, slash earphone. The price is 38, and we have this is the B category, and we have it 3. And then we display it. So the system will calculate 30 times 3. It also will be calculated because the quantity has 3. And then if we want to search the data, so we want to search it for the personal computer. We want to search keyboard, and then the system will show this message. So we want to say yes, and then we want to mark this current expand hardware info into the history. So we press number 6 action. So are you sure? Yes. And then the system will show the message. Say yes, and then we add the new one. So basically the array list is empty now, so we want to put the new transaction. Price will be 50. This is A category, F1. Next we want to add new one. We have the laptop chargers. We have the price is 100. This is A type and quantity is 1. Say yes and display. So as we can see here, the array list is empty and replaced with the new current expand hardware info. And then if you want to say yes, we want to mark all this in the history. We put it 6. Are you sure? Yes. Then we can see all the history from the previous transaction in this 5 action. So the system will display all the history from the Acer keyboard, earphone, and phone charger and laptop charger, and calculate all the calculation detail here displayed to users. And then if the user want to terminate the system, user can press 7 action. Then the system will be terminated. Have a nice day. Thank you.